I had an entirely different video planned for this week, all prepped and ready to go. I'm just gonna wait and release it next week. Less work for me. But Marvel decided on a Monday night that they would just drop a trailer for No Way Home, the newest Spider-Man movie coming out December the 17th. And a lot of people didn't think that there was even going to be a trailer. That was the rumor. But what we got was something that was pretty intense. A lot of new information. So what I'm going to do is make an attempt to break it down for you and give you a little bit of inside baseball on what might, or since Marvel trailers can't be trusted, might not be happening. I'm Dan Unthan, and this is the Doomcast. Click the little subscribe button and hit the bell so you can check out all of these videos, because I put one out about once a week and they're all pretty great. The trailer opens on Mary Jane and Peter on a rooftop talking about an article that has Peter in it and musing on whether or not his powers can be used to hypnotize women. After getting a picture of some of the legal and certainly personal trouble that he's facing for what went down with Mysterio, we jump into a solution that Peter comes up with. He goes and confronts his new friend Doctor Strange at the Sanctum Sanctorum, which for some reason looks like it's having some kind of malfunction with the heating system.
Sir.
Okay, Steven.
That feels weird, but I'll allow it.
Wong is packing up, presumably to go fight Abomination? I don't know. Also, sidebar, did this trailer just steal the thunder from Shang-Chi and the Eternals almost completely? Because I am still hype, I guess, but man, this is way over the top. Anyway, while Strange is explaining that there is a spell that would let him reverse Peter's identity reveal, which is something that he did in comics, specifically from the One Moment in Time storyline from Spider-Man 638 and onward. Anyway, Wong tells him absolutely don't do it, and Stephen Strange still has not learned to listen to Wong. As they end up casting the spell, it's clear that something went awry. Turns out Wanda is not the only person playing fast and loose with the rules of space-time. But what this ends up revealing is wild. Not only does it show Peter and Stephen Strange doing God knows what inside of what might be the mirror dimension, duplicating multiple train cars, jumping through a folding New York City, but also the reveal of three villains that you're already probably familiar with. Well, at least in part. First, the Lightning. Let's go ahead and acknowledge that we probably know exactly who that is. I'm guessing Electro, right? In fact, Jamie Foxx is already credited as Electro Max Dillon. And then the Pumpkin Bomb, that looks too conveniently like one of Willem Dafoe's pumpkin bombs as the Green Goblin in the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man. And then, of course, hello, Peter, Alfred Molina as Dr. Octopus. Now, we knew that Doc Ock was coming, and we knew that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire were signed on to this film, so there's a very distinct possibility that a future trailer might include one of or both of them. The thing is, though, that kind of does it, right? With the absence of Kraven the Hunter, that's 5 out of 6 of the Sinister Six. And it's not unreasonable to think that Thomas Hayden Church might show up as Sandman also, right? Well, I mean, is this too big of a stretch? Is it too unreasonable to think that we might even see Kraven the Hunter introduced at some point, contracted with finding and maybe tracking down Spider-Man? Because if you remember One More Day, in which Aunt May was shot as a result of his public identity reveal, and he went to Mephisto, who's probably not going to show up in this either, but holy shit, maybe? And made a deal sacrificing his marriage to Mary Jane at that point in exchange for anonymity again. And of course, Aunt May living. We didn't see a whole lot of Marissa Tomei in the trailer, so Aunt May's around, but she's notably absent from the bulk of the trailer. We only see a couple of very direct shots of her. And I'm wondering if the person that ends up shooting Aunt May, if indeed that's what ends up happening, is Kraven the Hunter. The other aspect that we have to look at is the scene where Peter's getting thumped out of his body into the astral plane as he's trying to steal some sort of object from Stephen Strange. At least that's what I presume based on the positioning and how that looks, because he's holding some object that has the seal of the Vishanti on it. So what is that, and why is he trying to take it away from the Sanctum Sanctorum? The perennial reuse of J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson is not only pitch perfect, but it also really strongly suggests that most of what I'm guessing about the reuse of other characters from Sam Raimi films, and Alfred Molina as Doc Ock just proves it, that those folks might be showing up quite possibly as well. It's also incredibly hard to ignore the fact that there is a scene with MJ and Peter on top of a bridge. Traditionally, Peter being there with one of his girlfriends doesn't usually work out very well. What this looks like is a great confirmation of what I think many of us anticipated. The fusion of probably the best of the MCU Spider-Man and the best of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man. And wow, if I could pick a time where people actually need a movie to look forward to like this, it's right now, because with things getting bleaker and bleaker COVID-wise, I'm wondering how many times I'm going to drag myself out to the theater in these next couple of months. But this, I'll buy a hazmat suit for. Well, thanks everybody for watching. This has been the Doomcast. Click the little subscribe button and hit the bell so you can check out all of these videos, because I put one out about once a week and they're all pretty great. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next week.